Hey there. All right, so you just saw today's demonstration for some new accents, and the video is titled Accents Part 2. I know, super fancy. But before we go any further, this video is for a beginner drummer. So if you're more advanced, you most likely already know this stuff. And also, before we go any further, maybe pause the video, click the links in the description below so you get the free PDF that you can use to practice the stuff we've seen in today's video. So today's video is a long-awaited video, for me at least. A while back I did an Accents Part 1 video, which you can find here, where we focused on groups of 2s and 4s, meaning like playing in 8th notes and 16th notes, and some accent ideas and how to develop our control over accents in 8th notes and 16th notes. And one of the benefits of that, of practicing accents, is a couple of things. One, hand technique. You're going to improve your hand technique, which is awesome. That's going to allow us to play faster. It's going to allow us to play with more dynamics, so the ability to play loud, soft, and everywhere in between. It's going to allow us to have more control over rhythms that we play. And it's also, I think, most importantly, going to give us some new ideas creatively. So whether that be in playing a drum fill or a drum solo, or even constructing a groove, practicing your accents and the different options we have allows us to grow those things. Now, in today's video, we did groups of 3. So I was thinking in 8th note triplets. You could also apply this to 16th note triplets if you wanted. But since this video is tailored to the more beginner drummer, let's think in groups of just regular old 3 as 8th note triplets. And so you saw the demonstration, and you're probably looking at your PDF, hopefully, where you're reading the notes. And it's just a variety of placements of accents. And the idea is to loop those short phrases over and over and over with a metronome, and really focusing on the stick heights. So how high or low your stick is coming off the pad. And there's a wide variety of ranges you can do with that. You can do extremes where you have a really big stick height for your accent and a super tiny stick height for your unaccented notes. And then you could do variations of that. Why would that be necessary? Well, it's necessary, in my opinion, and in the people who taught me, their opinion. It's necessary because in different songs, in different genres, in different musical situations, we may have to play with a different dynamic range, not just a generic quiet and loud. Often music isn't that. Music ebbs and flows in all sorts of volume ranges, in all sorts of dynamics. And so a drummer, when they practice accents, they have more control over that. And then their playing is more interesting and more engaging. And it's good to, like, if you just practiced 8th notes and 16th notes and never practiced playing accents with triplets, I think we're just holding ourselves back from having another kind of tool in the toolbox, so to speak, another subdivision to use to create interesting sounds, interesting fills, interesting grooves. So that's what today's video was all about. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions there. And if a follow-up video is needed, as I always say, I'm sure some of you are sick of hearing it, as I always say, I'm more than happy to make a follow-up video if necessary. So my recommendation for practice would be to, at first, maybe freestyle it without the metronome. Just get a feel for what are the stick heights you want to use in that practice session. And then try to just get a feel for that specific phrase. Don't worry about playing all of them connected together. At first, just start with one little accent phrase, maybe accenting the first note of the triplet. Then practice accenting the second note of the triplet. And then practice accenting the third note of the triplet. And once you've done that for a little bit and you've looped that over and over, freestyled, then put it with the metronome. And then take that same one and gradually increase your speed. For those of you who are new to the channel, I always recommend, when you're increasing your tempo with a metronome, to go by 3 beats per minute at a time. That kind of tricks our brain. It's not obvious often when we increase by 3, and that's good. When you do big jumps with the metronome, we can feel it, we can hear it, and that's when our body might tense up, or we may have some negative thoughts like, ooh, that seems fast, I can't do it. you don't want to have those thoughts. We want to do whatever we can to avoid those kind of negative thoughts when practicing. So my recommendation would be, if you plugged your metronome on and you started at 60 and you're playing one little eighth note triplet accent fragment, well then get comfortable at 60 and then go to 63 and then 66 and so on. So that's it. That's what I got for you today. I hope this video was helpful. Eighth note triplet accents, it's awesome. Oh, last thing. Obviously, I was saying, first practice them all individually, the individual fragments, and then have fun with it, get creative, mix and match them together. That's when you can start to create some really cool fills or some really cool solos. Actually, lastly, one other thing, do all of this as I demonstrated on the practice pad, but then you can also do it on your drum kit. Play it on the snare, and then from the snare, you can also include your tom drums. So a simple thing I would do is maybe play a right-handed accent on the floor tom and a left-handed accent on one of your mounted toms. If you only have one mounted tom, perfect. If you have two, you know, you can use your medium tom as maybe sometimes a right-hand accent, sometimes a left, you know. Get creative with it and have fun with it. Mix and match them together. But definitely, at some point, take these exercises to the drum kit so you could start feeling what it's like to move your hands around in that way, because obviously playing the drum kit is the goal, not playing on a practice pad. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking around. And for those of you who've watched part 1 many months ago when I did it, I am so sorry it took so long. I hope this video was worth it. And make sure you get your PDF. And I would be so grateful if you did enjoy this video, if you do all the YouTube-y things, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, share it with any aspiring drummers out there that you may know. Your interaction, your engagement helps this video reach new young drummers or new drummers who maybe don't have the means of taking private lessons. If my videos can be just a small substitute for them, then you know that would be awesome to me. So, all right, thank you so much. I hope you have a very blessed day.